Hi, I'm Chris Chris Lapados of Thestasiopoulos. This is Man Free World, and today I'm going to be reviewing Sabine Hossenfelder's new video about the can quantum fluctuations create a new universe. And I found myself yelling at the screen for this. I really like her work. Go to her like and subscribe. Fair use, by the way. But we're gonna just go through and review some of this stuff as it comes up. But it's just there's a little bit of misinformation and disinformation going on here. I like Sabine because she calls out this bullshit, but she's super mathy and super autistically focused on the math, and there's limits to the math. Sorry, man. There's limits to the math, and this is all touching on metaphysics. So because I've been into the metaphysics thing for a while, and exploring that space, I have an opinion on this.
The future is dark, and I don't mean the upcoming US elections. I mean that all stars in the universe will eventually burn out. They'll clump together and form black holes. The black holes will evaporate, leaving behind nothing but a very thinly distributed cold and dark gas.
Well, okay, so that is what they keep telling us. But look, the origin of the Planck constant, they found there's a superfluid vacuum where there's just a massive amounts of energy being expressed in these particles, they call particles, being created and destroyed a billions of times a second, maybe trillions. We don't know. It could be more. They're so subtle, and they're at the subatomic levels, and they're constant at every single point in space. As far as we know, I mean, down here it's constant. It seems like it's constant everywhere. So that's how they discovered there is a small size for the universe, and it's the Planck constant, and that's where like strong force does its thing down there.
And that's how it'll remain forever. Game over. Well, maybe not. This video was prompted by a question that came in on Twitter. If you waited long enough, could quantum fluctuations in the universe create a new one at some point? The brief answer is maybe.
Well, okay, so that's where she's touching the metaphysics, right? So if every single point in space has this massive amounts of energy being created and destroyed instantaneously, so much that we can't even, it's like so balanced that we can't even see it at this level, our level of consciousness, our level of time and everything, we can't see it. But it's happening, and it's extremely violent. And so when they talk about these black boxes and heat death of the universe, it's like, so what about the Planck constants of this foam, this what they call quantum fluctuations? They call it making such fluctuations. It's like extremely violent. It's not just fluctuations. It's like massively strong interactions for what's powering that thing. Where's the energy coming from? They never talk about that. It's like there seems to be basically unlimited amounts of power at the bottom. That's basically trying to generate a new universe every moment in time.
Diluted stuff and entropy is maximal. It's not that nothing can ever happen again. It might just take a very long time.
No. As soon as conditions are right, it's instantaneous.
You see, if you take, say, two boxes of gas, one with lower and one with higher temperature, right, and you mix them together, then entropy will increase until they...
Yeah. That's the thing where there's no energy in the box. Yes, no energy in the box. But see, this is where math breaks down. It's like, people, okay, this is math, right? This is math. Yes, this is true given these states. But this is not how, this is another thing about map is not the territory. This is not how the universe works. This is a head fake. I think these people know this, but they keep perpetuating these simplistic ideas, so it reduces what we think the universe is actually going on. It fools us. Mislabeling, misinformation. Again, age of the scam.
Reach a uniform temperature. But of course, the atoms of the gas are still moving. So every once in a while, the gas on the left side will be just a little bit warmer. And if you wait long enough, there'll be a moment in which it'll be a lot warmer. And if you just wait long enough, indeed, it'll reach its original temperature. Rooms without...
Yeah, see, I don't see, she's missing the point. She's completely missing the point. She's answering a different question.
The time it takes for this to happen is called the recurrence time.
Okay, yeah, but this is not... Okay, it's recurring every moment. Billions of times a second.
This time is so ridiculously long for actual rooms with actual...
So no, she's wrong here. So this is mistaken. This is wrong metaphysics. She's taking the wrong starting point and the wrong set of assumptions, and she's extrapolating it. And she went over here to math land. It's like, no, metaphysics.
Gas.
This is metaphysics. The universe is being created all the time, forever. It has no power source. It is its own power source. It doesn't make sense for us because we're inside it.
that we never see this happening, but you can calculate it. This is how it works without quantum effects. If you take quantum effects into account, then basically anything that isn't forbidden by the laws of nature can happen and will eventually happen. It might just take a very long time.
Or every instant, at every moment, in every point in space that we know of.
At the end of the universe, we have an eternity, which is indeed kind of a long time. So maybe this could happen there, that entropy spontaneously
No, it's happening all the time, lady. See, this is where the math autists don't want to touch the metaphysics because they can't calculate it. It's not calculatable.
decreases. If you have this thinly distributed soup of particles, then just by chance, every once in a while, a few of them will come together and form a molecule. Wait even longer.
This is another head fake. This whole thing about collecting molecules, I'm glad she talks about it at the end of this thing, but this is another head fake. 10,000 monkeys for 1 billion years is not going to write Shakespeare. Okay? It's not. It's going to take 100 trillion years to do it. And the thing about it is, okay, in that primordial soup, it's just one moment, instant, and then it's gone. Okay, so people win the lottery. What? I don't understand this. This is silly. This is silliness. This is another one of those left turns that mathematicians, like, they don't want to go to the metaphysics, so they take a left turn into, it's just really big numbers and long time, blah, 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 blah. It's like, stop.
You get an entire...
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the metaphysics of it. The spiritual, what the hell is this place? Why does this exist? Not the probabilities, blah, blah, blah. No, you got the numbers are wrong. Your beginning state's wrong. Sorry.
Oh, just by chance. Wait longer still, and you'll get a brain. These are the so-called Boltzmann brains, named after Ludwig Boltzmann, who first thought of this. Wait even longer, and you'll get an entire universe starting out from scratch. But is this really what had happened? Well, the issue is that whether or not the universe has a recurrence...
So in a way, she's kind of proving my point that this mathematician shit has its limits. And it's the limits are our metaphysics and our ability to go test the things that to false, see if things are false. And these time scales we're talking about, we're not going to be able to figure it out. So metaphysics.
Time depends on the mathematical property of its natural laws, that's known as ergodicity. Not all natural laws lead to recurrences, and the examples that physicists understand well are much simpler than reality. They're particles bouncing off each other like those gas atoms in the box, but in reality particles stick to each other. Indeed, all this complexity around us comes only from them sticking together. It's currently unclear whether the laws of nature in our own universe have a recurrence time. Some people, for example Sean Carroll, claim that it can't be the case, because if it was so, then the universe would contain many more Boltzmann brains than conscious...
There'd be so much of this shit around. If this actually if that little stupid mathematical thing they keep trotting out as the explanation for the heat death of the universe and how come, or how, what is it, fucking entropy works? No, it doesn't work like that. No.
Beings on planets, like you. The argument then goes that if Boltzmann brains exist at the end of the universe, it'd be extremely likely for you to be a Boltzmann brain. But since smaller fluctuations are more likely than larger ones, you should find yourself in a very small universe. That isn't the case, so it must be that the universe doesn't have recurrences at all. I don't think this...
Well, it does. It's like a kaleidoscope. So it just keeps regenerating this type of thing that we're experiencing all the time. It's always trying to get up to this point where we can have this consciousness, and then we go beyond it, of course. And then we're just this is the stage we're at. We're like trying to discover these laws and this metaphysics. And the thing is, you're going to bump up against metaphysics. Sorry, there's limits to what humans are going to be able to discover, either over time scales or even space. Even though we have the ability to travel to the stars, we still don't know what's beyond all the other galaxies. There's trillions and trillions of galaxies that all have trillions and trillions of stars, like billions, hundreds of billions. We don't know.
This is a mathematically sound use of probabilities because no one's picking consciousnesses from a pool.
That's what annoys me about these mathematician type fact. They just think they really know, and they always head fake into this fully bullshittable realm of pseudo math physics
And distributing them over the duration
time going backwards and forwards. No, it goes forwards for a reason.
of the universe. That doesn't make any sense. But be that as it may, whether the universe has...
The fact that the math works out that way is not the reason why the universe works that way. The math somewhat represents certain aspects of the universe, but it is not what the universe does not think in this mathematical equation mapped over integrals of time. No, it doesn't think like that. It's all like pressure mediation and stuff. Like, I'm going to get over here and you're going to, it's like very simplistic. And we've obviously overcomplicated it to do head fakes on us.
The finite recurrence time is an open problem. So if you're looking for...
But I also think it's the reason, it's like a part of the spiritual progression to work through these issues and not just slough them off or write an equation to try and explain it. Like to go into it deeper, like Einstein, how the natural science, he just thought experiments, true metaphysics. Come on,
For a PhD topic, why not take this one? In 10 to the 100 billion years or so,
Not that he did it all himself. He stole a lot of his ideas, but who doesn't?
your thesis might just fluctuate into existence. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
There's no original ideas. All these things are on top of other people's stuff that has on top of other people's stuff on top of, like, this whole thing about original thought. Who cares? It doesn't matter. The whole universe has already been done a billion times, and it's happening all the time. So yeah, the physics guys, they all want to be on top. They want to have their label fake Nobel Prize. Yeah, so I hope one day soon, it seems to be happening. We're like, these physicists are going back to metaphysics and like trying to explore things that are that don't have budgets.